The following presentation is controversial and may be shocking to some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
If you aren't proud to fly the stars and stripes and don't think this is the best country on earth, then please leave now. If you refuse to listen to the truth and just want to smile, turn on the TV and ignore what's going on, then this ain't for you. If you think the notion of martial law in America is no more than a crackpot theory, and you think you and your family are ready and prepared for any major disaster that may come, please leave now and enjoy your blindfolded, medicated euphoria. If that's you, then you're on your own. Best of luck. You'll need it, seriously. I'm Frank Mitchell, a proud member of the U.S. Armed Forces and a certified disaster and survival expert who's going to show you how to keep your family safe, happy, and healthy no matter what you have to face. I wish I never had to make this video. I wish you didn't have to watch it, but I'm damn glad you are right now. I really wish I could tell you that this great country is as stable as a reinforced concrete wall, but I can't. I wish you could just go about your life like you have every day, not aware of the dangerous situation you're really in. I wish you could just relax and watch the game while everything goes on like it always has. But I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt that if you don't wake up and listen to me right now, you and your family are on a one-way train to a catastrophe of epic proportions. Think of it like this. If you knew your friend was too drunk to drive, would you still let him get behind the wheel and drive off? I hope not. I hope you're the type of person who would take control, put him in your car and drive him home, even if you have to force him kicking and screaming. You're in the exact same situation right now, and it's my duty to tell you to stop, take action, and prepare for the future before it's too late. And even if you think you've already got it all figured out, I'm about to blow your mind when you find out just how serious the situation really is. The information I'm about to share may shock you, but you have to learn this now before it's too late. I'm not saying the world is going to end tomorrow, and I'm no conspiracy theorist, and I sure can't predict the future. I can say one thing though, the writing is on the wall and no one can deny it. If you've done nothing to prepare and are expecting the government to provide for you and your family in any situation that arises, then you have another thing coming. And if you've already built or bought your own disaster kit, according to the Department of Homeland Security's website, you might be in an even worse situation. Thinking you're prepared when you really aren't gives you an incredibly dangerous false sense of security, and I can't stand by and watch that happen. I realize that this may be a tough pill to swallow. Facing reality is scary, and most people would rather just ignore it. But the truth is, if you care about yourself and your family, then you better be nervous about where this country is going. You can feel it. Something is going to happen, and it's not going to be years from now. I don't know when, but I do know one thing. You won't have any warning. Stop trying to convince yourself that everything is okay. It's time to step up, learn the truth, and get ready. The U.S. economy is in the worst position it's ever experienced. Our global credit rating was downgraded by Standard & Poor (S&P) for the first time in history. The crippling $17 trillion debt our bloated government created is shoving our financial system closer and closer to complete collapse. That's a 200% national deficit increase in the last 10 years alone, and it shows no signs of stopping. If the trend continues, eventually we won't be able to make the payments, just like a hard-working father who loses his income and can't pay his mortgage when his job outsourced to China. The trillions in treasury bonds the government issues becomes worthless, and the countries that hold our debt, like China, Japan, Taiwan, and Russia, abandon the dollar because we can't make the payments. Not to mention the foreign oil countries that hold trillions more in U.S. debt. What happens? According to economist Peter Schiff, during 2013 and 14, we are in store for a collapse even greater than what we saw in 2008 that will rock our economy to its very core. Here's one scenario. The dollar will become worthless on the international market as the treasury bonds we've issued are no longer worth the paper they're printed on. The foreign oil our country is addicted to will suddenly become so expensive that major corporations won't be able to afford the cost of fuel. Gas prices have already risen 270% over the last 10 years. When this crisis hits, they could rise over 500% in a single day. The same corporations who create and sell the food you eat every day won't be able to afford to run their trucks. The trucks will just stop. The highways will be empty. Your grocery store will not be restocked. Stores will be picked clean in the first week as Americans grab whatever they can. No more bottled water, no bread, and no milk or baby formula. What little food is left will be too expensive for you to buy. We've seen it happen before in places like East Africa in 2011, China,